Hey guys, you're listening to the All Gen Gamers podcast. This is episode 134, recording March 13th. We got the whole crew with us here tonight, and our special guests are the GameSack guys, David and Joe. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Hi.
Thank you. Hello.
So, for the people who aren't familiar with your channel, just give us a little brief rundown of your channel and what you guys do over there.
Okay, well, GameSack, the YouTube channel is actually Mr. GameSack because at the time GameSack was taken, so just kind of went with it. Anyway, unlike everyone else on YouTube, we actually review video games, and we talk about them as they're playing on screen. I know no one else does this, but, you know, believe it or not, it actually is. We try to make it entertaining to watch. Some people might not agree with that, but I think a lot of people do. And we just generally try to have a good time, give it a good production value, and, you know, talk about games that not necessarily everyone knows about, though sometimes we do. Am I missing anything?
No, except the fact that we primarily try to stay in the 8, 16, and a little bit into 32-bit era.
Yeah, though we do cover some new stuff once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while, but predominantly everything pre-32-bit.
Yeah.
Or right around there. So
yeah, because we did do 3D Dot Game Heroes on the PS3 a few weeks back. And
that was one of the very few. So
yeah.
It's a great game.
That's it. It's going along good for us. I think we're almost at 12,000 subscribers as we speak. So it's jumping up. So
Right on.
Very cool.
Now, you guys have a little bit of a rivalry going on.
Mm-hmm.
In that one of you is a huge Sega fan and one of you is a huge Nintendo fan. Which is which?
Joe is the huge Sega fan, and that's me. I'm Joe. Dave is a Nintendo fan.
yes, I am.
And go ahead.
I have a question for you. I need you to answer. I need you to, right here, right off the bat, I need you to answer on the spot. I need you to answer an age-old question, okay?
Okay.
Now, when it comes to Sega versus Nintendo, everyone always goes, oh, Super Nintendo versus Genesis, blah, blah, blah. Now, I need you to answer the age-old question. Which is better, the Sega Saturn or the N64?
Sega Saturn. Sega Saturn.
Even the Nintendo fanboy here is going to probably say the Sega Saturn. I
Really?
like a lot of the games on the N64, but the Saturn definitely had it.
I know a lot of people are going to say, you know, but Ocarina of Time and, you know, all these other celebrated games on the N64, while good, I will grant you that. It's just our personal opinion. We just got a little bit more enjoyment out of the Saturn.
The Saturn, you know, and the more enjoyment obviously came from importing games because that was where, you know, the majority of the great games lied were in Japan, and, you know, America got a few, but not nearly as much as Japan. So our collections are almost more Japanese games than American.
Exactly.
I'm kind of on the side of the N64. As great as many of the games are, and having a lot of memories playing them as a kid, like, I think it's one of the worst aging systems. Like, I go back and play a lot of the games, and I'm like, you know, some games aged really well, like Wave Race 64, Mario 64.
Yeah.
But I go back and try and play some other games, and I'm just like, damn, this is not what I remember it to be. Like, I haven't played GoldenEye in a really long time. I'm actually really curious to see what I think of that now.
You know, it's not bad. It's not bad. I don't think so anymore.
The controls are kind of weird though because you don't have the dual analog sticks to, you know, look up and down and shit,
Yeah,
you know.
you use the C keys, right? You use those to strafe and look, and then the joystick is your, I believe, or is it the other way around?
I think you can set it up, but I think you're right. The original one is with the C keys would strafe and look up and down, and the analog stick would move your person.
I'm sure some of your listeners are saying, how can you not know this?
It moved me more ways than one. Let me tell you.
You're not going to be able to just jump right in and play. You're going to have to spend time to get used to the controls again. It's, you know, it's the Nintendo 64 controller is great, you know, when you know it and you're played the game long enough that you feel very comfortable with it. But if you just wanted to jump right back into it, you're going to feel very foreign with that controller.
somebody could probably make a fortune if they, I mean, it might even be out there already, but like mod an N64 controller to have like 2 joysticks so that for games that do use the C buttons, just have a second
like 2
joystick.
D-pads.
Yeah, right. Yeah, some sort of overlay that would act as a.
Or even an overlay, not even a mod, just like
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this: what had a better controller, the Saturn or the N64?
Oh,
That's what each of them is Saturn.
not even
Saturn.
Yeah, the Saturn is more comfortable. It didn't have the analog stick until the NICE version, but
That's true.
But that was a very uncomfortable controller.
See, I'm a big fan of the N64 because you can hold it like multiple ways. You can do it
Yes,
like,
yeah,
like
it
a long
was.
style. It's kind of unique.
I almost feel like it's the controller that everyone loves to hate. It's almost like it's popular if you hate it.
No, yeah, the
But
controller.
I love it. I think it's great.
The controller I cannot stand whatsoever is the GameCube controller. I can't stand that controller.
What? Get the fuck
I
out
like
of
that
here.
I don't like it. I
Gamester
just don't like it.
81.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, the thing is, it's got some awkward button placements.
It
But
does.
No.
come on, like that thing, like
It
once
is
you get
Awkward's
used
put
to
it
it, it's amazing.
lightly, dude. Awkward's being kind with it, man. Shit, it's way awkward.
Wait. How can you say that about the GameCube, but not about the N64 controller?
I don't know.
The
I grew
N64
up-
controller is funky coming from my point of view, not have owned it back in the day, because we've literally done some videos on my channel where like the I Hate You, where we pick up an N64 controller playing some wacky game and people tell us we're holding the controller wrong. How can you hold a controller wrong?
Yeah, I don't know.
You can't hold that
One thing
controller.
we
wrong.
We need to put something in our forums and let the fans vote.
Good
That
idea.
way they vote for their. We put like a battle of controllers together.
Yeah, just put a fucking list of like 10 controllers and have them vote.
Now,
Well,
Mr. Heine,
No, hold
would
on,
agree
hold that thought, Pete. John, I'm not done with you. How can you say that the GameCube controller? Okay, that the GameCube controller has the best shoulder buttons ever. Ever.
Yes.
Can,
It has a great
can I get a
handle.
witness on that? They are comfortable.
No,
I
I
like this is
disagree
awkward.
with that.
The thing, it's just awkward to me. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't like how they click. When you press them all the way down, they click.
But it like cuddles your finger.
It's ergonomic, yes.
My fingers don't need cuddling.
Well, mine do. Shit. All right. Well, you can have it. That's cool.
No, correct me if I'm wrong here, but wasn't the N64 the first controller with a rumble pack?
Maybe in the US, probably.
Yeah, I'm not
Yes.
sure.
I
What,
mean, just think how first one with the analog stick, first one with the rumble pack. I mean, just think how many innovations with the N64 controller you have here, right?
Yeah.
That, just because it's innovative doesn't mean it's good, though.
but those were good.
No, they were good innovations. They just weren't good on the N64 controller. Now, the GameCube had a great analog stick. That's still probably one of my favorite analog sticks. And in fact, they've gone on to use it on all their other systems. The Wii U, I think, still has the same analog stick.
Yeah.
At least very similar.
But did they have?
When you're playing a game like Mario and Zelda on the N64, the controller is perfect for it. You know, I think like Miyamoto obviously took that factor into the, when he was designing the game. I think, that he wanted to make the controller optimized and very easy and comfortable to use. That's one game you could probably actually jump into and play, without too much, I don't know. I'm sorry.
I just like the layout.
I gotta get this in there because I've been waiting to say it.
I'm sorry, Pete. Go ahead.
Go for it.
Mr. Heine
Yes.
would have to agree that all the N64 controller naysayers would probably fall in love with the Hori N64 controller from Japan.
Oh, without a doubt, the best.
Once you use that thing, you cannot go back to the original.
Yeah, it's the best controller.
That's the small one, right? The smaller
Yeah,
one.
it is very small. Like GameStar for you, it might be pretty awkward. I will admit, because it is pretty damn small. But like honestly, it's just the button layout on that thing with the shoulder buttons and everything, and
It's got two
just-
Z buttons.
it's perfect.
The L and R. It has a proper joystick on there, like the GameCube, and it is. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's really like the most comfortable. Really, I mean, it is kind of small, but all the other features of it make it. I mean, so amazing. I love it.
So you tell me it's small and not very comfortable? I think I've heard about girls say that about
And then the
e-goods.
controller also is.
Wouldn't be the first time I've heard the Sims. Yeah. No, that's cool. I've seen that. Now those are pretty rare. I mean, those are pretty hard to find, right?
they're common in Japan, but when they show up in America, they're $60 to $70 controllers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's cool. I gotta
loose.
check it out, though.
That's
That's
loose
cool.
too.
Yeah, send us one. Well,
Yeah,
if you are,
I'm not even familiar with that controller. I can't even picture it right now. Is it just a smaller N64 controller? Is that
It's basically
I'll find a
completely-
link.
design?
Yeah, link those guys. It's completely redesigned. The only thing that's the same are the A and B buttons of where they're located. It has smaller D-pad, but it has like I said, a joystick, a nice joystick like the GameCube. And the weakest link, really, even though it's great, I think the weakest link on the 64 controller is the joystick because that does wear out. And then once it becomes loose, forget it. I mean, the controller's done.
Yeah.
Unless you replace it.
interesting. I've never had my N64 joystick wear out.
Oh wow!
You never played Mario Party then, huh?
Yeah, I was just-
Oh my god! Blisters for
Where's your hand?
Yeah, and your hand.
It's weird how the D-pad is in the middle on this hoary thing.
Yeah, that's the only part that's a little strange.
But again, what games use that?
I was just gonna say, majority of the games don't even use the D-pad, really.
Right.
If anything, it's like camera angle or reset or something.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It'd be interesting to try for sure.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow us, the All Gen Gamers podcast, on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube and in iTunes. And don't forget about those iTunes ratings, guys. We appreciate those. And for all other info, links, and our forum, please visit www.allgengamers.com.